Hi, in this video I will explain how to create an Azure virtual machine, a virtual machine in Azure Cloud. So we will create a resource, virtual machine. I select the subscription if I have more than one. The resource group, name for the virtual machine, the region is where I want to create this VM. So I'm selecting US East. In which region of Azure Cloud should I create this VM? Availability option, if I need the VM to be replicated. This will protect from any loss of data in case there is an issue. So I will select no infrastructure redundancy required. With this option, there is no replication. So I'm creating only one VM and it's not replicated. Security type, I will select the standard one. And here, the image, I have multiple type of images. I will select Ubuntu. The VM architecture, it's x64 that I will select. The size, here we can specify the CPU, the memory, the storage, and so on. If I see all sizes, you will see, like, for example, you have specific sizes for storage, where the machine is offering more storage, some is offering more compute intensive. I will select the standard one. And as you see, we can see the price. So it's $53.29 per month. This $53.29 per month, if I keep it always on. Authentication type is SSH public key or password. I will select password. I will show in another video how to use SSH public key. Here I will use admin 432 as username and as password Okay, it must be between 1 and 12 characters. Just 1 second. Okay. So to allow access to this VM, I'm allowing SSH port 22. Review and create. In another video, I will explain about the disk. Now, as you see, it's how much per hour. So if I don't keep it turned on, it will be less. And I will create. Which I mean it will be less than the monthly fees if I don't keep it all the months up. However, when it will be less, if I turn it off, I will save on the CPU and memory, but I will not save on the storage that I'm using. We will wait till the deployment completes. Okay, the deployment has been completed. Go to resource. It's not ready. Troubleshoot the issue. Okay. Let us connect I have two different options. Now, the first thing, if you see, I have public IP and a private IP. The private IP address has been taken from the default VNet that I have. The public IP, it assigns me a public IP for this VM. To connect to the VM by using SSH, if I need to connect from my PC, I can connect to the public IP. To connect to the private IP by using SSH, I need to have a VPN connection to Azure Cloud or an express route. So let us connect to the public IP. .121.6.215 SSH. Okay, accept. And I am connected. Okay. Now let me exit. There is another way also to connect to it. If you don't want to use SSH, you can connect to it by console. So click on serial, type serial to have open serial console, and I will connect to the VM on S console. Okay. Okay, and I'm connected. Okay, now let us go back. We have the VM3 and it has a public IP. If I want to deassociate the public IP from it, but in case I deassociate the public IP, I have to see how to connect to the private IP. I need a point-to-sign connection, or I need an express route or whatever, or I have to connect via serial console. So if I remove the public IP, I cannot connect directly as I connected with PuTTY from here. To deassociate the public IP, if I don't need a public IP on the VM where it doesn't have an HTTP server, a web server, or an SMTP server, I don't need a public IP. So I have to deassociate the public IP. So let us click on the public IP itself. And then here you have deassociate. So I'm deassociating the public IP from the VM. Okay, the public IP has been deassociated. Let us go to the VM again. Sorry, the VM3, I went first to the IP, I will explain. So in the networking, as you see, I have only the private IP, the public IP doesn't anymore exist. Okay, and if I need to connect, I have only the option to connect to the private IP, no public IP, okay? But as I said, to connect to the private IP, I need to have a connection to Azure Cloud. Now, if I have still the IP here, it's called VM3 IP. And this IP, it will cost me. If I keep it like this, it's not associated to any VM, I'm not associating it to anything, so I better delete this IP. And I have another IP here, also I will delete it. And if, let's say that I have a project and I'm not using the VM for 24 hours per day, it's not like publicly accessible, or I'm I don't need it to be turned on all the time during the day, so I better stop it, because if I stop it I will save. Okay, and it's better to do it a shutdown normally, or you can stop it from here. So that's it for this how to create a VM in Azure Cloud. I hope this was helpful, and I would like to thank you for viewing.